Namaste everyone. I hope you are all doing well. Moving ahead in improving the research output of Atmaya University, I would be starting with the fourth or important session in the whole journey of research, which is literature search and how to write a literature review. Before I go for this important topic, today I would like to just spend a few minutes in this process, and that is understanding the ethics in research, because improving the research output is one part of it, but that is only possible when you are ethical researcher. But again, when I say ethical researcher, is it some code of conduct that I need to follow, or is it something beyond that? Keeping that in mind, I'll just share a few of my inputs, which is my own which I have learned through my own journey of research, and also being a practitioner of a particular profession. So let me start. There are a few questions you need to answer before moving ahead in this journey of research. First and most important question is why I want to do this research. Is it just for a publication? Is it just to complete a project? Is it to earn a degree, or is it to earn a PhD? Well, I think that is a very narrow purpose. The purpose should be higher, like in UHV or in Universal Human Values, as we learn. And I think COVID-19 has actually made us understand this, that in all the research that happened. Forgive me if I'm saying this a little too harshly. The ultimate purpose is humanity and sustainable development, sustainability of this existence itself, which we are having a sense of, the kind of devastation we have done so far in the name of research again. So the purpose is like the higher goal of being a human, like, is it for the humanity, to make human beings more responsible, to educate them, or to make them more ethical themselves, and at the same time keeping in mind that this very existence of which we are a very small part, we don't disturb it, and we see that it sustains not only for us but for the generations to come. So the purpose of doing any research, I would say, would be the higher goal of the entire race of human, that is humanity and sustainable development, and not only for a particular region or for a particular country, but it is the entire existence. I think COVID-19 has actually made us realize that we coexist, right? And everything coexists. So everybody's justice to everybody and sustainability in every sense should be the higher purpose of any research that we take from now on. What I need to know about the field of study, that is the second thing. That is, we can become ethical when we understand the whole system, how it actually operates, and how are they interconnected, how do they coexist, and what are the theories that work behind it, what are the concepts that I need to understand in order to solve that problem or to resolve that problem. I'll be making it more clear as I go ahead. So what are the keywords? What is the taxonomy? Taxonomy in the sense, what are the related words? What are the broader words? What are the narrower words? Keywords. What are the narrower concepts? What are the subfields? What is the major field? All those things. So basically a concept map as to how this thing is connected to every other aspect in this existence. And then the next question would be, where will I find these, whether it is data or information or knowledge, or even for that matter wisdom. So we are going to do the literature search. I think that is where the Veda, the Purana, the relativity theory, or all those the wisdom content comes to our rescue to to make sense about what is being said and what did those people in their realization see. Because ultimate journey of research is going to make you realize certain patterns, certain interconnectivities, certain interactions between the entities in this existence. So we need to refer to some wisdom too before we start our journey of research. And then which data, information, knowledge, wisdom do I need to consider? That is also equally important, because everything that is published may not be authenticate. So we need to evaluate authenticity, decide on the type of documents to read and review. So selection process, or the evaluation process of what to read and what need not be referred, or what is authentic, what makes sense, what is closer to the reality as it is. So all those things need to be also understood. And then comes how should I conduct my research. So that is what we call as the research design. So broadly speaking, and then the minor questions, there are three major questions that we need to be very clear about when we start our research. First is why, as I said, the purpose, the rationale. What makes me motivated to take up this research? Why is it important? Whom is it important to? And what will change or resolve with this? I'll be explaining the word resolve as I'm using it again and again. And in our VCD sessions, we have heard about samadhan, resolve, that is finding the samadhan. Then the second question is what is that research question, what is that research problem, or what is that concept that I'm trying to understand or find or answer or solve or resolve, above all. And then comes the research design, the research methodology, that is how. So what will be the process? How will I conduct this research? What factors might impact this research, and how will I take care of each of this factor? And how each factor will be affecting the research outcome, that is also equally important to be researched. What previous efforts have already been made, that is where the literature search comes into the research process as a important intervention. What are the pros and cons of the efforts already made? So there should be a comparative study either already done, or maybe you could reconsider it and do it, and in the process identify the gaps in that research in terms of resolving the problem. So that is why we say it is a research. We keep evolving, because we have still not reached that resolution or the samadhan that will help it sustain. So it needs that evolution, and that is why we keep doing the research for the resolution. Okay, so which gap am I trying to address, and how will I do that? What methods will I use? What information data is needed? How will I collect it, and how will I analyze the data that I will collect? What tools will I use, and justify why I'm using that tool only? Or do I need to evolve even the tools and the methods, and and do I need to collect more data? What analysis tools will I use, and why that tool only? And what will be the basis for the finding, and why that basis am I selecting as the basis for finding? That is it fulfilling the purpose? Is there some strong foundation that makes me say that yes, this is going to be the resolution? And what will be the, what will be the conclusion? So what the conclusion will be. So what do I look as an answer to the question that I begin with? So these are a few things. again, when I was talking about solve or resolve, we are trying to talk about solutions. You can take it like this: solutions are for temporary. That's what we are doing right now. We have a lot of challenges that have been put up as a startup, or we are trying to address this problem of COVID-19 through various angles. But what is needed is that we look at the resolution. So when I say resolution, we need to understand that this entire existence is a system. There is a system, and we need to have a system approach, as a process. A holistic or a multidisciplinary approach is needed in order to come to a resolution. So for any system, we need some inputs. We will have some processes in that system, and then the output or the outcomes would be there. So when we talk about the outcome, what we are looking for is justice for all. It's not only about the humans. It is about sustainability of the entire existence, and justice for all human beings, no matter what gender, what caste, creed, country, what background, what belief, come what may, but as one human race, trying to do a justice to all of them, not only humans but animals, plants, material orders, everything. So and in doing it in such a way that it's like fixing the puzzle in such a way that now it sustains on its own. So that is resolution, and research, in my opinion, should bring about resolutions, or at least closer to that. So your research output or an outcome, output could be a resolution, or as an outcome it could boost the future research. So research is not end, it is a journey, and it is a process of evolution to reach towards the resolution. So keep that in mind when you do your research. So ethics, this is my definition, is to be able to see the whole existence and understand the role of the part precisely, and accordingly work with it, keeping in mind its role, interactions, and ultimate purpose of this process, the study that you're doing or the intervention that you're doing, towards achieving that ultimate goal of harmonious living and prosperity. In what I mean by prosperity is sustainability of this existence through resolving the existing issue on hand under study. So I hope I'm making sense to all of you, and I would definitely be looking forward to conduct the further sessions with this mindset. So when we talk about ethics, it's the mindset, the right mindset that you need to have before you plunge into this endeavor. Okay, so do think, contemplate on what I have said today, and I'll get back to you very soon with the how. Thank you.